An agitator. Mr. Cool. Man, I hope they don't block this whole live or the song isn't even loud enough to pick up clear. They call me cool. It's Friday, the end of the work week for most people, but essentials, we still own it. What's going on with you guys? It's Friday, it's Soapbox Heroes. I hope everybody is having a wonderful, wonderful end of the work week, or even, the quarantine week. I know it all is running in to the same thing. It's blending. It is blending. Every day is blending together for some people. Maybe we can put some difference in our life. Put some difference in our life. Shout out to what's her name? Ari Parker, Nicole. Boris Kojo's woman. Yeah. Shout out to some change in your life. We're gonna be talking about that. Oops, did I already say too much? We're gonna be talking about that, you guys. There's a lot going on, and it's Friday. Of course, we are going to end with the wise words of wisdom as usual, but we're going to also talk about protest. People out in Michigan were fed up. We're fed up, and the way it looks from the pictures, I saw a lot of right wingers out there. You saw the Trump hats, and so we're seeing the division and the delineation and differences in ideas and thoughts. And so I definitely want to talk about that. The protest. How long are you gonna stay home? How long are you gonna stay home? How long would we be able to stay in the house? Also, is the government or is the president, the administration, Republicans, are they trying to open up the economy? Is that taking precedence over people's lives? Is money taking precedence over people's lives, or is that what we have to do to survive? Is that what we have to do to survive? Have we dug too far into the capitalism hole to where, it's too big to fail? Is capitalism too big to fail? That's the question, you guys. And look, I got a lot. And again, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to tell Nicole Ari Parker exactly why she's feeling the way that she's feeling. You're feeling like you're not getting the love you need. You feel like you're not. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there's an actress and an actor. His name is Boris Kojo, and her name is Nicole Ari Parker, and they were doing something live. You know, everybody's doing the lives now. We live in a live stream era, and they were doing a live. And then during the live, she broke out and started saying how, you know, she kind of misses what it feels like to be single. And I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm not saying she's right, but we are going to dig into it. And hey, you guys, guess what? I got another one. Yes, another pastor. I got another pastor that's out here telling people to make sure they give their tithes. Even in a time like this, give your tithe. And so we're going to play some excerpts from this pastor, and he's talking to people, but he also, you know what? I'm going to be honest. He brings up some things that they may ring true. So the question is going to be, can a church stay open if they practice social distancing? And that goes along with the protesting piece, because I'm wondering, when they're protesting, are they practicing social distance? And also, they're protesting around the world. But my question is, do you think that protests will run rampant here? Or do you think the conventional wisdom will prevail that we need to abstain from getting out in the public? And again, you guys, they're telling us that certain states in certain counties are about to be opening up to business again. My question is, do you know if you're really ready? Do you know if you're really ready? Tony M, what's going on? Maybe too big to let fail, but I feel they need to fail. How come the big monopolies, what'd you say? Let me look over here. How come the big monopolies get a parachute at every economical fall down but down the rabbit hole? Okay, but you know what? You know, this is true. Every time we run into these economic calamities, it does seem as if the corporations and the 1% always get the majority of the benefits, the overwhelming majority of the benefits. Also, did you guys hear the SBA, the Small Business Association? They are out of money for the loans. They are out of money. Smooth out. And if you guys listen to Soapbox Heroes, you know, we're not patting ourselves on the back. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just telling you that you would have been aware of this the first day, because there was a limited amount of money, and the amount of money that was broke down, if you broke it down, divided by the amount of businesses, the small businesses that are in this country, it was like, wait a minute, this is a drop in the bucket. And so, you know, hey, don't be surprised, but we're going to go ahead and figure it out. We're going to fix it. I see you, Shateria Bond, my cousin Shateria. Nice to see you over there. Don't go nowhere. We got to talk. So, hey, you guys, again, it's so much to be talking about. It's Friday. Hello, Betty Booz. I see you over there. Happy Friday. The phone number is 713-668-1230. 713-668-1230. And so, look, I put a lot on the plate. I put a lot on the table. You know, let's eat. You guys call in. Let me know what you think. Again, we're going to be talking to Nicole Ari Parker, and we're going to be doing some more. But this is Soapbox Heroes. We'll be right back right after this. So, hey, you guys, look, I used to take the long way home. Oh, I got to turn that down. What's going on over there? Hi, Shateria. Go to YouTube, Shateria. Go to Soapbox Heroes page on YouTube. And subscribe and hit the like button. And I got to call you after this. 12:30 the source. 12:30 the source. All right, I'll put you on in 4 minutes. What's going on over here? What's going on? Oh, cheers. Tony, you say cheers? Hold on. All right. Come on, Shataria. Come on. Cheers. 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 It's Friday. Top of the evening, Tony. Top of the evening. Hey, so Nicole Ari Parker. Should we just get that out the way first? Should we get that out the way first? I think we should get that out the way first. I think we should just handle that business first. We might as well. We might as well. What's happening? What's happening? Cherie's voice, what's happening? What's going on? Hey, do me a favor. Go over to the YouTube channel. Go to Soapbox Heroes on YouTube because I'm gonna cut the Instagram off in a second. We're about to talk about Nicole Ari Parker, what she said, you know, when she was with her with Boris Kojo, her husband. We're gonna talk about we got poll workers that died in Illinois. We're gonna say, hey, who fault is that? We're talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Come on over here and be a part. Hello? I'm on the air. What's going on? Damn it. Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. We can have it tomorrow night. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. We'll be here tomorrow night instead of tonight. All right. All right, man. When I'm coming to Corpus, then tell them to send me a bid request. I'll send them a bid. I'll go to Corpus. All right, man. All right. Well, here, I gotta go, but I'll call you later. All right. Excuse me, a little bit of business. So we go ahead and cue up Nicole Ari Parker. I definitely want to talk about that. That's all I do. Whoa. This I sound just like this. I sound just like this. Give thumbs up and subscribe. Yeah, definitely. Hi, Shataria. I miss you. Where you been? Cheers. Inspired. We definitely got some things to talk about. Is Greenland in here? Mr. International Man of Entry. What's going on, you guys? Oh, man, I'm happy. I thought I had to go work tonight. I don't got to go work. Oh, I'm so happy. But I don't know if I'm really happy. See, I'm so conflicted right now. How should I feel, you guys? Do we want the economy to start or do we not? Are we too dependent on money? Is that a flaw? Is that a flaw in the system? Is that a flaw? All right, you guys, we're about to get started. Let's go. My economy ain't stopped. Well, some people haven't. Welcome back. This is Soapbox Heroes, you guys. It's Soapbox Heroes. We six half past the hour, and we opened up with a plethora of things. You know, I like to put it all out there, and then we go ahead and go from there. And we got a caller on the line. I want to get to the caller. I said, you got 4 minutes and 30 seconds, something of that nature, and we right there about that time. So we got to make sure that we treat our callers right. Our callers are what make it work for us. 12:30 the source. What's on your mind?
Good evening. How you doing?
Good evening. How are you?
Look here. I'd rather be 6 feet. I'd rather be 6 feet away than 6 feet in the ground, huh?
Yeah, 6 feet away or 6 feet in the ground. Look, Are you ready to open up the economy? What you think? You ready to get back out there in traffic, getting to work? Uh-oh, you there? You thinking? All right, I'm gonna put you on hold and I'm gonna come back to you. Let me make sure you there. You there? All right, I'm gonna put you on hold and I'll come back when we get on track. But hey, you guys, so that's what we had opened up with. If you are just tuning in, let me see, you there? Yeah, if you are just tuning in, we got some things we're going to be talking about today. We're talking about Boris Kojo and Nicole Ari Parker. She made some comments. In fact, I'm going to play those comments so you can hear them for yourself. And I'm going to tell you, you guys see, I'm the relationship whisperer, you know. I'm the whisperer. And yeah, I don't know everything, but I know the truth, right? At least from my perspective. Look, this is not professional advice, but it's a good opinion, at least in my mind. And we're also going to be talking about protests. People in Michigan were protesting the other day. We got people, different states starting to pop up and protest. Here, let's get back over here. 12:30, the source caller. What's on your mind?
How you doing?
All right. How are you?
Yeah, your phone be tripping, man.
Hey, you know what? I don't know what happened. It just tripped and fell that time. I didn't even touch it.
But listen, I don't think we're going to have any football, man, this year.
You don't think we're going to have no football this year? Would you be ready? Look, they open the stadiums tomorrow. They start selling tickets. They give you some 10 free tickets. You taking your family with you?
No.
No? Why not? What if you guys are practicing social distancing?
I don't think they won't have no players. They won't have no players. They be scared to tackle the man.
The players won't have the confidence to get out there. That's a good point. That's a good point.
They need to bring back tag.
Tag football. Well,
yeah.
Even with that, they still might not want to come and be close to each other. So,
I'll take it in a minute.
Go ahead. So when they're talking about opening up the government, do you think that it's more financial, or is it prudent? Is it selfish? Are they doing it is it for the rich people, or is it because we need the economy to move for the country to survive? What do you think? See, that time it's not me. I'm not even touching the phone. It's your phone. he jumped off the line. He say, see, you mess it up with the phone. I didn't mess up with the phone. I didn't even touch the phone. My hands is in the air, waving like I just don't care. But hey, you guys, look, what we're gonna do real quick. I want to talk about this Nicole Ari Parker thing real quick, because it's not that I think it's the most important thing, but here on Soapbox Heroes, sometimes I may ruffle your feathers, but it's not because I hate you. It's because I want to see you fly. And so we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to give you my opinion on why it is that Boris Kojo, I think that's it. Yeah, Boris Kojo. I'm going to give you my opinion on why I think it is the way that she feels. And so here, let me get over here to it. And then here, let me roll the beautiful beam footage. Let me roll the audio so you guys can hear it. And again, they were doing a podcast, and look, and let me set the scenery just a little bit. They have another couple. It's a split screen. Boris Kojo is on the bottom with his wife and Nicole Ari Parker, and there's another couple at the top. I don't know exactly who they are. And look, they say 5G. It's a screenshot. They got 5G. I wonder if they're going to get radiation and, be sick. But sidebar. And so, so it's a couples thing. They're dressed up. They're dressed up nicely. And they're having a conversation. Now, Boris Kojo is drinking wine. They're all look like they look like they have hors d'oeuvres and wine, and they're sitting there having a conversation. So here, let's hear the conversation so I could give you guys Dr. Tyrone's advice.
I wish that he was my boyfriend again. I don't necessarily want to be single, but I miss the single life.
She said, I wish he was my boyfriend again. I don't necessarily want to be single, but I miss the single life. And I just want to know, if you can't, because you can't see it, when she said it, He took a drink of that champagne. He took a drink of that fine wine. He picked it up off the table and he took a nice gulp. Go on, Nicole.
I miss the text messages for no reason. I miss the coming up from behind me when I'm scrambling eggs and just kissing me on the back of the neck. Like,
I still do that, Doris. I still do that. Okay.
You know, I'm being
She looked back at it. Okay, so she missed getting ran up on from behind. Boo boo, peekaboo. Hey boo boo. Mwah. She missed the kiss on the back of the neck. Go ahead, Nicole. Let me hear. I had to run it back again and again. Now he's just eating his food, and he's not really saying nothing, and he's listening to her. So I would surmise. Well, you know what? I'm gonna hold that. Here, go ahead.
I still do that, Doris. I still do that. Okay.
you know, I'm being general here, but I'm just saying that the trappings,
there's definitely a difference.
There's the trappings of being single. Like, okay,
all right, now that's the guy from the other group at the top. Now it's a couple, and he's up there, and he's saying stuff. And look, to me, he sounds like a player hater. Shut up. I don't need you jumping in on my conversation. What's going on, Kevin Chisholm? We're talking about Boris Kodjoe's wife, Nicole Ari Parker, and the comments that she made. When they were having a little couples chat about her wanting to be single and feel single again. Let me get back to it.
You two are really good looking people, okay? And you're married, and we're married. There's people that flirt with you. And the part of the flirtation that even makes you look at your phone or in your workspace is that they have.
All right, now that was it. And so she said that, people flirt with you. So when you're, so this is what she's talking about. Kevin, I see you. Come over to the YouTube, Kevin. Look, she's talking about when people flirt with you and that feeling you get when you're single. That feeling of being wanted, that feeling of, or when you just get together and you guys running up on each other, and that little kiss from behind, mwah, you're over there scrambling some eggs, and he sneak up behind you, and mwah, and he love me so much, and you guys just talk and text all night, and baby, you look so good. Well, yeah, baby, hang up. No, you hang up. You hang. No, you hang up. You hang up. All that good stuff is what she's saying she misses. And at the same time, I'm looking at his posture. He didn't really do too much moving. It didn't look like this was the first time he heard it. It didn't look like the worst. It didn't look like the worst news he ever heard in his life. The music come on blasting, but it didn't sound like he had never heard this before. And so I say, okay, well, clearly it looks like he has heard this before. And well, then she said, I like when he kissed me on the neck, and he said, well, I could do that. Well, I got the solution. I got the quick solution. The solution is this, my friend. Well, not the solution. You can surmise a solution based on my answer. Nicole Ari Parker, Boris Kodjoe is tired of you. Drum roll, please. Boris Kodjoe is tired of you. He look, when we just got together, when we first got together, the feeling was fresh. The feeling was new. Oh man, I felt enamored by your love. I felt enamored to be with somebody new. You was like a brand new car. Like a brand new car. You get the brand new car and you want to take it everywhere you go. You want to wipe it down. You want to keep it clean. They not 20s, they 18s, but you keep them clean though. But you keep them clean, though. And then after a while, you start rolling around and the car isn't the same. The car doesn't look new. The car can't adjust to you. You have to adjust to the car. And then after a while, you look at your car and you want to say, I'm ready to trade it in. Look, Nicole Ari Parker, Boris Kodjoe is tired of you. And what it sounds like is he ready to trade you in. It sounds like he's ready to trade you in. What it sounds like to me is, Y'all need a little bit of spice in your life. Because when she was saying it, he didn't even move. It wasn't even like it was something that was moving him. And I know he came out and he defended his wife the next day, as he should, as he has to do, based on the conversation they had right there, being that she'll say that on the live. You know, what she might say at the house. You know what I mean? What you say, Kevin Chisholm? Kevin say Boris has a lot of women on his jock strap. Yes, I believe that. And I believe that may be part of the reason why he just kept eating his cheese and drinking his wine. And so look, ladies, if you don't want your man to eventually have you as an afterthought, even though you guys are right next to each other, you got to make sure that he doesn't lose interest. That sounds like a complete loss of interest. That sounds like, you never get the occasional mwah, mwah. You never get the kiss on the back of the neck while you're scrambling eggs. You never get the phone call in the middle of the day. And well, I know that we're quarantined right now, so you guys might just have a conversation in the middle of the day, but you're not getting that phone call in the middle of the day. You're not getting reminded of how you captivated him from the start and how you just keep repetitively running through his mind over and over again. Well, it's because he don't want you in his mind. He don't want you there. He's like, love don't live here anymore. And look, and just because he's there, don't mean that he's there. That's what you call a shell. That's what you call a shell. And look, and I know, Nicole Ari Parker, by societal terms, is what you would call fine. But you know, I guess looks only go so far. Because look, what is he, like a supermodel? Tone, what is he, like a supermodel or something like that? Betty Boos, isn't he a supermodel? And she is, what is she, a model? And she's what you would consider a very beautiful person. And they're both beautiful people, is what people would say. But it looks like he has gotten tired of her. 12:30 The Source. This is Soapbox Heroes. Caller, what's on your mind?
Hello, who won the showdown today?
You, you know what? I think Johnny Taylor.
Oh man. Thank you.
All right, you about 5 hours late for the showdown.
I know, but I need to know who won because I didn't get a chance to hear.
Well, look, now you're here. I got to ask you a question. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Now we have an actor named Boris Kojo, actor slash model, and he have his wife, Nicole Ari Parker. They're together and they're broadcast with another couple. And during the live broadcast, she says to the other couple, well, I feel like I want to be single again. Basically, she's saying she missed when her husband used to flirt with her when they first got together. The small innuendos, the kisses on the back of the neck and the small of the collarbone and all of those things. She said, well, I miss those things. Why do you think that she misses those things? What do you think is going through his mind as she is saying that?
Why she missed those things?
Yeah, why does she miss those things?
Because those are the small things in life. Those things are important.
Okay, being that those are the small things in life and those are important, how do you think it got to the point to where she feels like that? Why did he stop doing those things is the question.
You get too busy.
Got too busy. Okay. All right. That's a small caveat. That's a good one right there. I had to give you the question because that was the question at hand. So I had to make you a part. Thank you for the call.
Okay, thank you.
All right. She said too busy. All right. Now, they quarantined at the house. They've been together. I would assume for maybe at least a week. Let's say at least a week, maybe two. And she's still feeling like I'm not getting no attention. I would just say, you know what? And look, maybe just the term tired. Ooh, I'm tired. Maybe that is too rough. Maybe just a little distant. Maybe he's distant at this point. Maybe things just, don't feel the same. Tony say he's social distancing. Yes, he's social distancing emotionally. You get that emotional distance. You get that Heisman, that hook, back up. But look, the back up doesn't have to be a physical thing. He don't literally have to say, hey, here, get 10 feet back. He distances himself with his emotions, with his feelings. And when the man shuts down, it doesn't always mean that you won. It just means that he quit. Now I did see, he said, I could do that. I could do that. So it looked like she did put him on alert a little bit, like he did get put on alert. But what I am trying to tell you is how to present these feelings prevent these feelings in the first place. If you don't want to be online, talking to, at this point, I would probably say millions of people, or at least thousands of people, based on, how many people has heard the audio now. And now, more people are talking about it, putting out videos about it, right? Before you get there, it seems like you would want to try to prevent it. So look, so Dr. Tyrone is saying, keep the love new before the love turn blue. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep it right before it get light. And when I say when it get light, I mean, there's not that much conversation, and how you doing? Oh, I'm all right. You good? Yeah, I'm good. You all right? Yeah, I'm all right. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, you guys, and so I think that he's tired of her. The phone number is 713-668-1230. 713-668-1230. What we got over here? Betty Boo says he can, but he don't want to. Well, see, that's the point. Why don't he want to? Why don't he want to? Here, I'll put it to you like this. It's like a child. When kids don't be wanting to take baths, they can, but they don't want to. Let me come over here. 1230 The Source. Caller, what's on your mind? You on the line?
It used to be a saying years ago, and it's still true today. The same thing you did to get her, same thing you need to do to keep her.
You got to do to keep her. And look, that's true, because he does run a risk of that birdie escaping the coop. She might want to get gone here soon. Change too. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't have nothing to do with it, but she a cute girl, but he is a handsome guy. I'm sure he wouldn't have no hard time finding nobody either.
Oh yeah, they got it easy.
But you know how it is when you first meet a young lady. You start going to the gymnasium. You start getting in shape, and looking good, want to be fine, looking forward. When you first try to impress her, you buy flowers, candy, take her out to dinner. Once you get the honey, then you kind of back off.
Yeah. You get the pot belly, the beer belly. Yeah. So you saying that he just got comfortable.
Well, yeah, I think all she doing is just saying, when we was dating and stuff, used to do these type of things, but now that we've been married 12, 13, because they've been married a minute, man.
Right.
I just think she just said you don't do the things that you used to do.
Well, let me ask you this. What would encourage a man to continue to do the things that he used to do? What make a man stay on his toes and try to keep it new?
Love.
He love her. I'm sure he love her. He's with her. They drinking champagne and eating cheese. He love her. How does it get like that?
I heard a cat tell a story one time. He dated this woman for a long, long time, and it got kind of stale. But then when he seen her leaving with another guy, man, ain't no she. All of a sudden, she starts looking good to you again.
Yeah,
when she in the arms of another man. So maybe if
that happens, that's true.
If Boris see her with another guy, it might entice him to get back on job, or vice versa. Because I said he ain't no bad. I'm not gay, but he's not a bad looking guy either. He can catch. I'm sure there's a whole lot of women that won't. Boris Kojo. I mean, he's a light skinned Idris Elba.
Yeah, look, this is what I said. I said I think he's tired of her. I think you're tired of her. It don't matter how beautiful a person are or how beautiful people are. They could both get tired of each other. And sometimes when you let it happen, it can go in both ways. So I'm not saying that he's perfect or that she's perfect or she's wrong or he's wrong. But when I'm watching a dynamic, it looked like, he's just tired. It sounded like, it was good at the beginning, but, you're not giving me a reason to go to the gym no more, or you're not demanding it anymore. One of the two.
Well, I don't care how good a woman look or a man look. When you with that same person every day, all the time, I mean, you do get burnt out. When I was coming up, I said, man, who would mess over Jane Kennedy? But Leon Isaac Kennedy messed over Jane Kennedy. Who would mess over Halle Berry?
Well,
but
look,
see, she done been through 10 men.
Well, see, look, that's what I say. I say, look, to one man's trash is the next man's treasure.
Another man's treasure.
And right. and that holds true based on. I mean, even through aesthetics, even through somebody being fine as wine. We've seen a lot of beautiful women and very handsome men get cheated on. And so my perspective is, for one reason or another, things get weak. And it seems like things get weak because the baseline premise is they just get tired of each other. Just get tired, and you don't feel the urgency anymore.
Do you know Tracy Edmonds?
Yes, absolutely.
Beautiful sister.
Yeah.
And through my eyes, she a beautiful woman. What man would leave her? But Babyface left her. Eddie Murphy left her.
She might be crazy. See, we don't know. See, she might be crazy. And look, even with Halle Berry, people say she's so fine. She's beautiful. But I understand that. But it does seem like something is there when it comes to staying with a man. And so what I'm saying is, people get tired of things. If you want to keep it new, you want to keep it fresh, that has to be something that's on your mind that you work on. Or you're not gonna be getting them little sneak up kisses on the neck. Go ahead.
I don't know, man. What, and I'm gonna be brief. Once you get, I mean, it's all good when you dating. This is just my opinion. This is just Junior. When you dating, it's all good. You can spend the night, maybe once or twice. But then you go back to your place, and you ain't got to see her for about 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
Everything is fresh. Then but once you say I do, you gonna see her when she ain't got no makeup on. So you gonna find out
when you're always together, things start to look a little bit differently when there's no going home at the end of the night.
You might have. I'm just keeping it real. You might go in the restroom after she done came out of the restroom, and you say, "Wow, what been in?" That's just real talk. Once you get married, get up in the morning. She don't have that. She had that morning breath. I mean, all that plays into it.
Well, damn, Junior, it sounds like we need to send each other away once or twice a week just to keep the relationship good. Here, you leave, come back on Thursday, and we be all right.
Yeah. Hey, man, but I did real briefly want to hit on this Corona stuff, man, because you were talking about opening the putting people back to work, and I'm all for that too.
Ready?
I think people need to go back to work, man, but we need to make sure it's safe out here. We shouldn't put profit money over people's lives, man. And I'm thinking that's the only thing that this number 45 is looking at. He's looking at money.
Yeah, and you know what? And this is something I was thinking about, and I'll be honest with you, and then we're going to get to the next caller real quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think that if the Democrats were in power, I think they would also be trying to figure out a way how to open up the market, get the market going, because when you look at their legislation, it's toward the market. And so I think it's, we got fall people. And but at the same time, I do think it's a sad state of affairs that we're worried more about the market than we are about human being lives. And it makes me wonder, Junior, are we too dependent on the dollar? We're living and dying for the dollar, and it hasn't been illustrated as vividly as it's being illustrated right now. Go ahead, Junior.
I'm saying it's the root of all evil. But the reason that I don't think we need to open up just yet, man, because okay, as I drive the city of Houston on my route, I seen on Emancipation. It's a gym over there on Emancipation Street, and I see young black couples out there working out. But I seen a couple today. He was on top of her. You know how you do sit-ups, and the guy be holding the girl foot so she can do the sit-ups.
Yeah.
They that close to each other. Ain't now one of them got on no mask or glove or nothing.
Well, what if they quarantining together, Junior? What if they already together all the time?
All I'm saying, man, is that if this stuff is airborne or whatever, you ought to at least have on the mask.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, it's a lot of people walking around with the coronavirus that don't know they got it, and they going around touching other people, in contact with other people at the gym. I mean, just too many people not taking it serious.
You're saying be 100% safe until we have more concrete answers, because it seems like nobody really knows nothing. So play it safe completely.
There you go.
Overdo it.
Because we heard Lionel Wilson on Ralph Cooper's show. This guy is 58 years old. He's like, he can still play in the NFL, a physical specimen, and he almost died of the coronavirus. And he work out and eat right all the time, and he almost died. So you think about these jokers that all they eat is Popeye's chicken and drink beer. But that's all I got, man. Get your other call in.
Absolutely, Junior. Thank you. I appreciate the call. 1230 The Source. This is Soapbox Heroes. What's on your mind, caller? Look, is he tired of her? Is he tired of her? Let me know what's going on.
Oh?
You want? What's going on? What's on your mind?
Oh, I was getting me a little taste.
You were getting a taste. What you getting a taste of on this Friday evening? What you
I got some hen.
You got some hen.
I got some hen.
What kind of hen you got? You got regular hen, you got privileged hen, you got hen black, you got pure white hen.
Hennessy.
I don't mean Hennessy. I know Hennessy, but I'm saying which type of Hennessy? You saying you just got that regular straight.
Black dog.
All right, look, do the regular straight hen dog run away to Coronas?
No. Hey, look here, brother.
What's up?
I'm gonna tell you what happened to my neighbor.
What happened?
She said she pulled up in the motel, and I'll be doggone. She saw her daddy in there.
In the motel?
Yeah. So she happened to call her mom, and her mom she was I'm on the phone. Yeah. Well. Okay. So happened she called her mom. Her mom was just she just dove out the driveway just to nothing.
Hey, that's that Henny talking, huh? That's that Henny. Yeah. Go ahead. I hear the Henny in your voice. You sure that's that privilege? Did it just run up on you?
I mean, she was stepping on it, man.
She was stepping on it.
Yeah, she was stepping on it. I said, "Oh man, out of that."
Hey man, look. Go ahead.
What if you end up in there doing your thing, and all of a sudden your wife she knocks on the door?
Well, what you do is, one, you don't answer the door, and two, you don't answer the door. Never answer the door. If you got in here, he asked a question. He said, if you're up in the room and you're doing something you're not supposed to do, your wife answered and knock on the door, what do? You don't answer the door. Yeah, I mean, that's easy. What else you got?
Don't put the room in your name, and hey, and the manager, he gonna give you up.
Don't put the room in your name, and the manager gonna give you up. See, that's that Henny talking. That's that Henny talking. You out here telling us how to ruin our relationships. While I'm here trying to mend relationships, you over here trying to break them.
All right, brother.
You guys, look. 1230 The Source. This is Soapbox Hero. Take a quick break. When I say a quick break, I mean it's gonna be so fast you're not even gonna know that I'm gone. But yeah, we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come right back after this.
KCOH Houston, Blessing, Civics, and Soul. 1230 The Source. So, you've been looking for a professional tax preparer who is experienced, reliable, and available year-round. Well, we recommend Gary White, certified public accountant. He's located at 24
What's up, Raheem? Come
Street,
over to
Houston,
the YouTube
Texas,
channel,
right
man.
here in
Go to
Houston's
Showbox
third
Heroes
For over
on
30
YouTube.
years,
And I saw
accountant Gary
you.
White
I saw
has
your call
prepared
today, but I
taxes
didn't
with
wake up till
security
late.
and
I worked
integrity
last night
for
until like
individuals,
6 in the morning.
partnerships,
I was
corporations, nonprofits, estates, and trusts, and he offers audit
Go to the Showbox
representation
Heroes
before the
channel.
IRS
Showbox
for
Heroes
all
on
tax
YouTube.
returns
Make
that he
sure you hit that
prepares.
good old
He's open
subscribe
from
button.
8:30 to 6:30
All that
p.m.
good stuff.
Call for an appointment at 713
Call in, you guys. Call in over here.
713-787-9950. Want it done right? Call Gary White, 713-787-9950.
I'm trying to find they got a commercial about the crawfish.
So this is Fred Hoyer coming to you from Bayway Lincoln, your Lincoln dealer for the last 24 years. But service is key. Bayway and Fred Hoyer, a winning tradition for 24 years. So call Fred Hoyer today at 281-929-6500. That's 281-929-6500 for your next new or pre-owned car from Bayway Lincoln. Your credit, bad credit, your job is your credit. Give me a call. That's 281-929-6500. Let Fred Bayway Lincoln make it happen for you this year on Lincoln Navigator, Lincoln Nautilus, Lincoln MKZ, Lincoln KC, and the all-new Lincoln Continental and the new Aviator coming soon. Call Fred Hoyer today at 281-929-6500.
Call Fleet Manager Fred Hoyer, 281-929-6500.
With our lives, they are. They definitely are. Raheem on Instagram says they're playing roulette with our lives. And I said that I agree completely. And I think it's sad because we're to the point to where people are completely ready for it. Like people are like, hey man, I gotta go back to work today. But it's sad that our system has that much fragility to it to where it's not stable enough to hold people up when we need the system the most. I mean, we pay so much money in taxes.
For your home or commercial property, call 713-660-8683. 713-660-8683 to schedule your in-home, no obligation consultation.
This is Victor Washington with Washington & Sons Air Conditioning and Heating. We've been serving Texas and Louisiana for over 50 years. With integrity and honesty, we look forward to serving you.
Be sure and ask about our no interest, no payment special financing. Call 1-660-8683. Awarded numerous times by the Better Business Bureau, Washington & Sons. Call 713-660-8683.
Have you dropped your denture or partial and cracked it? Has a tooth fallen off? No need to wait 2 or 3 days for a repair.
Some of these
At
folks,
Sunnyside Dental, we have an in-house
some
dental
of these
lab.
folks along
In
more
most cases,
getting
we can fix
unemployment.
that denture or
the
partial
stimulus.
while you wait.
Why would they go
That's
back to
right.
work? Yeah, you know what?
Same-day
That's
denture
true.
repair
There's a
while
lot of
you
people,
wait.
you know what, we're all people that are going to take
713-738-1999.
advantage of certain things, or they're going to be like, you know what, I'm getting more from unemployment than I am from work.
Let's get that denture fixed
I
because you know
agree.
what? You cannot
I
go
agree.
to church
It's
like
always going
that.
to be some of that, but
If you want to make your taste buds very happy,
we also got
take them
people
to
that, you
Doris's
know what I
Kitchen,
mean,
where flavorful, traditional
are afraid to
American
go back
soul
to work.
food is their specialty. Choose from their wide selection of
think you should
filling
have to
and
go back.
satisfying dishes
I don't think you should
prepared
have to
with
lose
your
everything
enjoyment
for
in
being
mind.
afraid.
Chicken, fish,
Especially when we've
chopped
been
shrimp,
told to be
wings,
afraid.
and
We've been
burgers.
told
Get fried
every
chicken
single
or
day
juicy baked chicken,
to be afraid
smothered
for our
pork chops,
lives. And
or
then all of a
mouth-watering
sudden, within
oxtails,
2 days,
turkey
oh wait,
wings
we
with
have
a
to
side
start
of
opening
rice,
up the
cabbage,
market.
pinto beans, mac and cheese. Woo! Collard greens, okra and sausage, black-eyed peas, yams, and more. You'll love their grilled chicken or grilled shrimp salad. You can order any traditional American favorite, like the Big Juicy Carolyn Burger. It's a combination of quality beef with grilled onions, jalapenos, bacon, and barbecue sauce, served on a hefty bun. Call 832-649-8523. Doris's Kitchen, 9509 Scott Street between Airport and Reed Road. Your taste buds will thank you.
Well, it's just like a lot of the rich entertainers and stuff that they don't want to. They call the police.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest.
Every rich white entertainer you see. They
I
got
don't think I'm ready for the market to open back, even though it would benefit, of course, it would benefit more. I would probably personally benefit more if the market was open. But at the same time, I don't want to get out there and catch no illness that I can't shake or, you know, something that we don't know. It's so much stuff that we just don't know. Gonna look crazy watching us sitting and eat somewhere and we all wearing masks and we all looking at each other. And I see some other dangers in it too. You sitting in the crowd somewhere, right? And somebody cough. Man, you might get beat up. You sitting in the wrong place and cough, and it's crowded, and everybody just trying to get back into the swing of things. And you get out there and you might get jumped. You might get jumped. I think it's showing that we're very dependent on the dollar. And we're trying to figure out what it's backed by still. And has that system been, is it possible to break that system? I mean, we're here now. Look, El Chapo's daughter, the Mexican cartel is delivering coronavirus relief. Frank Lucas gave out turkeys. Frank Lucas gave out turkeys. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about these poll workers dying. Poll workers, well, a poll worker died from coronavirus. In Illinois, they had a primary last month. And it was after everybody knew about the coronavirus, and people were already getting warnings to stay home. People were like, stay home. You know, there were people even asking, and I think what's his name, Tom Perez, running DNC. They were telling him, nah, man, we don't need to have a vote. We don't need to have a vote. People need to stay social distance. They don't need to have a vote anyway. And somebody died. And so my question is, when they're talking about whose fault is it or who cares more, I want to know who cares more. Because I think it's more about optics. Who can we blame it on? They should have provided PPE. And so who do you think the state of grandma Tom Barone? I had to play some smooth jazz. Oh, they gonna block the whole video now. It's all optics, huh? Parties want to look like they're winning. My question is, how many things would be different if there was another party in power? What would look different if another party was in power? And I mean, really step back and look beyond the finger pointing. Look at the results. We're about to get back started. Welcome back. 12:30 The Source, you guys. This is Soapbox Heroes, and it's Friday. Anybody that is out there riding in your car, coming back from doing something essential or not really essential, just kind of out there. Look, I got a question. I have a question. Today, I was on the way here, and I passed by a country club. and it looked kind of crowded. I had to swing around and look again for myself to say, wow, the country club. Is the country club essential? Is the country club essential? You know, the country club where you go play 18 rounds of golf. Then you go, you go over there to the 10th hole. You know, that's the clubhouse. After the 9th hole, you have drinks. You shoot the garbage with your guys. You guys get to talking and bumping gums about the good old days. Then you get out there for your final 9. Now you can social distance. You can social distance. But look, you guys, when it comes to social distancing, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about, and we were talking during the break over here on YouTube. I was talking to everybody, and what I want to know is, what do you guys think would be different if we had another president? Let's say we had a Democrat in office. Let's say that, let's say even the House and the Senate was ran by the Democrats. What do you guys think the response would be then? Because I'll be honest with you, I think it would be very similar to what it is now. I think it will be very similar to what it is now, but it's very easy to pretend as if that would not be the response because you are not the one in charge of responding. When you're not in charge of responding, I mean, it's very easy to sit back and finger point, but I go back to other epidemics and other, epidemics that didn't bubble up to the level of this one. And I say, well, how was the response? And so I wonder what would be the difference in response. And so we got a caller on the line. Let me get over here to the caller. 1230 The Source. Caller, what is on the mind? What's on you on the line? What's on your mind?
Oh, man, listen, it would be the same argument, the same talking point. It would be the bigger point, and the roles would be reversed. That's all.
So you saying it would be the same thing?
All conservative Republicans talk about the Democrats. They're gonna spit us into bankruptcy. We're gonna go broke. Our children's go out of state. You know?
Right.
Where we gonna get them money from? Oh my Lord! the roles would be completely reversed. You know what I mean? So, hey, they wanted the same.
Look,
you know what I mean?
You know why I agree with you? I agree with you because in Chicago we have a poll worker that died, and there were calls for them to not hold this this particular election. What was it? It wasn't this particular primary, and the DNC was like, no, we're gonna do it anyway. And we talking late March. And so what I'm saying is, well, what's the difference? When they want something, they gonna send you out in the public too.
Yeah. Somebody got to go. It can't be me, but somebody got to
Somebody got to go.
Yeah. I can't go out there and pick that kite, but let's do warm out there.
and so that's what I've been wondering, because I think sometimes we get so caught up in Republican, Democrat, or what one person is saying or what the other person is saying. I think we get I think we forget about people because we're so much looking at parties.
They're all sending low-hanging fruit to do the dirty work, period.
Exactly. And you will never know what the other party would do if they were in power. But then sometimes you do have some examples. We just overlook them. And I'm going to get to them. Go ahead.
We had a plenty of examples during the Obama administration. You know what I mean? So it's just amazing to me how ever since, Great White Hype took over, right? All of a sudden, overnight, things change, right?
Yeah.
So it's all about. It ain't nothing really to do with we the people. It's all about making we the people feel a certain way.
Yeah.
They can make us feel like they doing something, and they ain't doing a damn thing.
Well, look, this is what I came up with. It's like you and I, we're the government. I'm Republican, you Democrat, and we're arguing back and forth, but we're not arguing about too much. But it's a bag of money on the other side of the room. Let's say it's a big old bag on the money on the other side of the room.
We arguing in front of the camera.
But look.
We're gonna go out to the camera and make it like we arguing.
Right. But the bag of money belongs to the people, right? But me and you, we already agree that we want this money. We want this damn money, right?
Yeah.
So the
How much you gonna let me have? How much argument you want me to put up?
Exactly. So look, so then the argument isn't over the principle. The argument becomes over how much am I going to get, and the argument becomes over who's going to take the blame. But at the base of it, we agree.
Yeah. I guess your turn to take the blame for this. You got to take the blame.
I can't take the blame for this one. Look, how I'm going to take the blame for this one. I'm up for re-election. I'm getting primary. Now, God dang it.
Well, I'll take the fall for this one. But I need a little extra of that money. I need a little more of that cut for this pet project I got over here.
Well, if you take that cut, I can't get that cut.
Deal I got. I got this infrastructure deal. I need a little couple million more, you know. So.
Okay, look. I'm gonna let you get that infrastructure deal, but I want to put my name on it. Can I put my name on it? Deal. Sounds good to me.
You can't do it till Friday 5 p.m.
Bet.
Pacific time.
And that's how we working it, baby. That's how we working it.
Maybe it won't hit the Sunday talk shows. You gotta wait till Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And look, I got one more message. This is what you can tell your people. You guys can talk about it as much as you want. Just make sure you vote for it. Thanks.
Yeah. and stick to the script.
Now look, we're gonna get out here and we're gonna argue, all right? All right. See you later.
Yep. That's it. That's it right there. In a nutshell. Yep. We gotta make it look like we fighting for the people, you know.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do so much fighting and hard work, and they don't never break a sweat, man. I don't never see. Oh, we were working hard up here for the. You don't like you broke a sweat, man. Your jacket's still dry, your shirt all still starched.
Right. Right.
Working hard.
They're pretending. Well, we got somebody got to act like we working hard, you know. And that's what you get when you get a two-party system. You get people that could work together for the same goal and make it seem like it's different. Now, they do have certain issues that's different. And we're going to get to we got some other callers. We're going to jump over there. So I'm going to give you the last word. But we do have some things that separate the parties. But those are mainly wedge issues. Those are your abortions. Those are your gay rights. Those are your, the stuff that you argue and bicker about. But when you go beyond that, when you go to the way that the country is,
ain't really ever matter to me. I'm
right. Right, and that's the real differences. But when it comes down to where the money is going to go and who's going to be treated equitably, they agree, not us. They gonna argue over it though. But go ahead, you got the last word.
If abortion is abortion is not my deciding factor for who I'm gonna vote for. You know what I mean? I leave that up to if you and your gal want to go have abortion, that's up to y'all. It ain't for me to decide. It's simple as that.
Absolutely.
It all goes back to what you were talking about the other day. They're throwing these pictures out there and these stump speeches just to tug on people's emotions, man. That's it. They got you scared or voting with your emotions and your feelings. One or the other.
One or the other, and them are some powerful things to throw at people. How dare them do that, especially when they keep us scared.
That's it. I'm going back to YouTube. I've been to YouTube, cuz.
Oh, man, yeah, get back in them YouTube streets. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Later. 12:30 The Source. This is Soapbox Heroes. What's on your mind?
Hey, brother, you know what? If President Trump don't see something he don't like, won't they get him in the field and fight?
Well, look, but President Trump, now we got to be honest about when you're talking about him getting in the field and fight, we know dang on well that he's a coward. He's not going to fight nothing. Hold on. Let's not go too far with see, I think we get caught up in being surprised at what we know he is. And so, go ahead.
Put him in a fight, in a training fight, box him, teach him how to box.
Well, see, but this is the thing we have to know about Donald Trump is when it comes down to China, he wants to sit on the fence with China. He wants to appear very strong on China. At the same time, he wants to have favor with China. And so it's all about perception. So he'll say one thing, but at the same time, if you go look it up, his family, his daughter is getting a numerous amount of patents that they couldn't get, before. But while he's the president, he can get them. There's certain things that if you look at, he is all posture. And I guess with me and Donald Trump, it's just, I feel like he's so simplistic. We know who he is. My thing is that let's just make sure we don't get something else like that, or don't allow the structure that lets him get away with the things he gets away with. Let's not let that exist any longer. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Well, look here. Long as just leave us out of it. You know, I think they should get together and fight.
They should, but you know, they never leave us out of it. They always look at us when they need help. When they leave us out of it, World War I, World War II. When they leave us out of it, the Civil War. When did they leave us out of it? When do they leave us out of problems that they created? Go ahead. I would love for you to answer that.
Hey, we didn't say nothing. That's him doing all the talking. We didn't say nothing. We had to go get killed over here.
Yeah,
we got to go killed over here. We didn't say nothing, man.
Yeah, we don't say nothing, but you know they're not gonna leave us out of it.
Well, won't he go ahead and straighten that up himself? You know?
You know, he's gonna act like he can, and he's gonna act like he is. But he can. We know he can. We know he can. My thing is this: don't put too much confidence, because then you won't be so the letdown won't be so far.
He should go ahead and straighten that, leave us out of it. But we didn't say nothing.
Well, you know, today I seen him doing something very dangerous, and he was saying something, and I'm paraphrasing, but to some of the states that are protesting, he was telling them like free Virginia or rebel. He's basically telling people to rebel, and what he's doing is very divisive and very dangerous for somebody with that type of power and has that type of influence. It's very childish, and so my thing would be, just you know, get people together and make sure you do what you need to do in November. Go ahead. You get the last word.
Okay, now back to the money part. Okay, now.
Oh man, call back if you can. I hit the 12:30 the source caller. I'm hitting the wrong button. I'm taking my hands off the phone. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
How you doing? Good evening, my brother.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. So, you know, hopefully I don't get disconnected because I'm driving at the moment while I'm talking to you. But I sound pretty clear and everything's cool. We good?
You're very clear. You're all good. You all good.
Okay,
What's
great.
on your mind?
Well, listen, man. I want to discuss a few topics, but I'm going to start off with this, and I'm going to say something to this a little bit. It's going to be uncomfortable truth that I'm going to address.
Well, wait, here, hold on. Let's do this, because I had another caller on the line and I accidentally hung up on him, and I think he's on the other line. So I want to be fair to him. So let me put him through, and then we're going to come back, because I do want to give you the proper ground so you can cover everything that, you know, that all the ground you want to cover. So here, let me do this. Make sure I press the right one. 12:30 the source caller, you back?
Yeah, thanks for you, man.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, brother, okay, I'm going to make this real brief. Okay, that money that they put out there, that's for the needy, not for the greedy. They're just being greedy.
Yeah.
It's for the needy, not for the greedy.
The money that they put really wasn't, in my opinion, it really wasn't for us. That stimulus, okay, if it was for us, you would be able to do something fruitful for yourself with it, like go open a business, save it, put it towards college or things like that. But if you get a stimulus and it has to go back to bills and it has to go to groceries and have to, all those things, all those things are going to make the economy run better. So it's essentially giving the money to the same companies and corporations who got the bailout anyway. And so I don't really think it was for us. If something's for you, would be something that you can do something positive for yourself with.
Somewhere down the line, they're gonna try to make somebody pay that money back.
Well, yes, definitely. There's going to be ways to get it paid back, and that's just what it is. But you know, that's the state that we live in. But what I think is a sad state of affairs is that we have to it's to the point to where capitalism is too big to fail. So now we're worried about going back. People are rushing back to get back to Corona, get back to work, and it's not because they want to really go dance with something that we don't really know a lot about. It's because the financial aspect of it, because we don't want to lose house and home. We don't want to be able to, somebody calling us in a month or two telling us that we have to move. So if people didn't have to worry about those things, I don't think people would worry so much about getting directly back in the out here in the debate of the coronavirus directly.
Well, all I gotta say, hey, it was for the needy, not for the greedy.
It's for the needy, not for the greedy, but the greedy gonna end up with it. And look, and I'm gonna say one more thing, because I think there is a lot of people who talk about people who run out. People say, well, people are gonna go out and they're gonna buy Nikes and they're gonna buy, spend, they're gonna waste all their money. I understand that, but I think there's a level of that amongst everybody and amongst every economic class, because rich people run out and buy things too. And I think when people have been deprived of things that they want for so long, when they get the opportunity, they do try. They go try to reach for those things. And so even if it seems, ridiculous to some people, we have to have to be cognizant and maybe empathetic to the fact that, hey, this is something somebody has longed for a while. Now, whether they earned it or not, or did what they had to do it, but that's why the behavior exists.
I heard my neighbor going, she was still in the hizzy. She was still in the hizzy talking about, I work hard and I didn't get a crumb.
Yeah, well,
people throwing the hizzy because they ain't getting no money.
Yeah, people gonna throw a hissy.
I make money. Money don't make me.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad that you had that concept that you make money. Money don't make you. Unfortunately, it don't feel like the country is being ran like that right now.
Some people throw it in his head. I didn't get a crown.
Well, but look, I think that's a highlight of how bad some people were before this. Their economic situation. So it is what it is.
Okay, brother. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your for me.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you calling back. All right, Greenland, come on, man. Now let's talk. Mr. International Man of Intrigue, you got the floor. Now, what's on your mind? What you want to dive into? Let's do it.
I want to dive into something concerning Stacey Abrams real fast. And, I'm going to say it, and some people ain't going to like it, but I'm going to put it out there. A dark-skinned African-American woman on a closet racist ticket is not going to fly with that party. They're not. Joe Biden is not going to pick her as his VP running mate. Now, he may do a Kamala Harris, even though they stabbed each other pretty well during the debate.
Yeah,
he would not take a dark-skinned woman. I don't think he'd take a dark-skinned woman. And I mean, that will further solidify that white America, quote unquote, not in a derogatory way, a malicious way, white America does have phobias on color. It still exists, like dark complexion, light complexion. Just like Barack Obama, he was accepted because he was a half-breed Negro from a white woman. So he was more acceptable as far as that situation.
So
a lot of people don't want to say that, but that's realistic.
So what you telling me is a dark-skinned Barack Obama never got elected if his name was Leroy Obama and he was dark? You don't think he would have got elected?
Put it like this. I said it before and I'll say it again. Until we select an African-American president that both parents have slavery roots in this country, we have not yet selected an African-American president.
Well,
that's what I would roll with.
Here, I'm going to chime in on that real quick. Do I think that Barack Obama would have been elected if he looked like me, dark skin, with a beard?
No.
Hell no.
hey, you. I'm not saying complexion-wise, you too black. You know what I'm saying? You're not too black complexion-wise.
You got too much soul. You directly, Kieran, talk about black people too much. That we can't have that. I got you. But I'm talking about complexion too. Go ahead.
Like, you can't be too black, not necessarily complexion-wise. I'm talking about as far as feature-wise. You can't be too black. You feel me?
Right.
Feature-wise, you can't be too black. And I feel that way. Like, Stacey Abrams would get up there, she don't have a chance. And then I heard that the View said something about, black women have earned the right. And I'm like saying to myself, wait a minute. What about the black man? If the black man ain't quite solidified his right as far as
you sound like Judge Joe Brown. He says some stuff like this. Look, this is my thing. As far as race go and as far as politics, I think we got to get the best available people, no matter what. And now I'll be honest, would I like to see black people in these positions? Yes, because I think that black people are more relatable to black people's issues and black people topics. But I also have to make sure that those black people aren't co-opted by by other things and other means and other people. Because oftentimes you and I both know we get black people in our face, but they've already been paid off by the same people who are going against you. And so I think with Stacey Abrams, I think first we'd have to look at where she's getting her money, where's her politics, and where does her loyalty lie. And then I'd have to move from there. I'm not the person that, the first thing I see is color. I mean, yeah, the first thing I do see is color. I'll be honest, we all see color. But after color, I wonder about policy. I wonder about, and who are you co-opted by? Once you get in this office, who are you going to be for? That's what's important to me. Go ahead, Greta. We here. We can hear you loud and clear.
I broke up for a minute because but look here. My thing is this. It said you can nail me to the cross about this.
You're breaking up a little bit. Okay, you back. You loud and you loud. You clear.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. I don't think our country has evolved there yet to accept a female in the presidential position, whether it's VP or president. I don't think not even a white woman has succeeded yet. So I think a white woman will succeed in that arena before a black woman, and we ain't got there yet.
So you think an Elizabeth Warren before a Kamala Harris or a Stacey Abrams?
Absolutely, 100%.
You know what? And what you're saying is very important because I do think that when it comes to a party, when it comes to a big tent party especially, they're going to focus group these things. And that is going to be something that they take into consideration is the country going to go for this person? And at this point in time, I'll be honest with you, there was a point in time recently where I would say, you know what? No, I don't think it's sexist. I think enough of the country would be okay with the woman being president. But lately, things that I have been hearing and reading, and sometimes, and I mean reading between the lines, not reading directly what's printed on the lines, because we know sometimes that can be fugazi. And so reading between the lines, you know what? I'm going to be right there with you. I think that America isn't ready for a woman president. I do hear a lot of sexism. I do hear a lot of very antiquated thinking and antiquated moods and a lot of the, just in the talk. And it's not always directly spoken, but it's something that's indirectly spoken, them dog whistles. And I can see it throughout the just behavior and treatments of women, when they get to a certain level of power. And then some of the way that people will put them down for things that they would do, but they wouldn't put down the man that's running and for the same position for the same things. And so, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, Mr. International Man of Intrigue. What else you got?
And also, to add to what you just said, I mean, for example, you got Elizabeth Warren, who dropped out. She shot out innuendos of sexism. But then Hillary came out and she said some things on top of her just recently. So I'm saying, if it exists with the female, how do we view it as men? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, how do we view it as man? And then I'm going to tell you, this is where it gets tricky, and this is where it got tricky for me. Some of the time when Elizabeth Warren would throw out sexism, it seemed like a blatant overreach. It seemed like she started running on sexism and running on I'm a woman and not my electability. And so I think that's where the line starts to get blurred. And that's when the question is, well, is it really about sexism, or is it just that I really don't like you? And because it gets to the point to where, let's say I don't like Elizabeth Warren as a candidate, if I say that, then a lot of people say, well, it's because you're sexist, even if it's not. And so it's a very slippery slope. And that's why it's hard to quantify it sometimes. But I do believe that there are enough people out there that simply just wouldn't want to see a woman for president, that would hold a woman back, Greenland. But a black woman is going to have even more of a hard time, being accepted by people, especially somebody dark. But Greenland, hold on. But we got to talk about the power of the DNC. We got to talk about the power of the RNC. We got to talk because they had a Mia Love. Now Mia Love again, she more appealed to the Eurocentric side of people, and they ended up pushing her out of the party. They pushed her out of the party and kind of made her pariah. And so and so both sides are doing it. Go ahead, Greeland.
Yes, like you said, I mean, it's a very rough terrain, that whole thing. And right now, with the atmosphere with Donald Trump and everyone's, we just have to get rid of Donald Trump. Let's look at the real picture here. For example, you got this man, and then you got to try to bolster him to lure in minority votes. So what would you do as a think tank at the DNC? How are you going to all these variants that you need to overcome?
Well, what you would do is you would throw out a minority female that would grab all these people, but at the same time, that's a very difficult decision when you have to win over independents and you have to win over flyover country, and you're going to have to pull some of Trump's supporters away from him. And I wanted to approach something that you said real quick about people saying, we want Trump out more than anything. And so I get that. I understand that frustration. That's fine if that's what you want. But I would say this. This is something that I noticed, and look, I'm bringing some news over from White Land. because we think things are totally separate when it comes to politics, but this is what I noticed, Greenland. I noticed a lot of defective Bernie Sanders supporters or groups, not just supporters, but whole groups. What they are doing is going to Joe Biden with a list of things that they want for his support. Now, in my heart, I believe the majority of them will end up voting for him when it comes down to it. But right now, as we speak, there are legions of people who, typically vote Democratic, who are saying, we are not telling you that we are going to vote for you. We won't give you no answer on nothing unless you start bending toward our will. And I think us as Black people, I think that's where we miss when we say, well, we want anything besides you. We miss the bargaining. We miss the leverage. We miss getting what we need out of the deal because I so badly want you gone that I'll take anything. And so without using that leverage, they never have to actually give you anything. Greenland, you see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I get it. But it's the dynamic. But the dynamic, if you know, this guy is not a very. Don't you agree? Joe Biden is not a strong candidate.
No, Joe Biden is a terrible candidate, but what Joe Biden has is a strong apparatus behind him. Not only does he have a strong Democratic apparatus behind him, he has, who I think is the best politician in my lifetime, I'm 39 years old, is Barack Obama. Barack Obama is the best politician in my lifetime. He is the only guy that I have seen completely not get dirty and do all the dirty work. I mean, don't get dirty at all. He didn't even pick a candidate to endorse until there was nobody else to endorse. He stayed completely safe, but still that endorsement and these commercials that he is putting out are strong enough to sway people's emotions into looking at Joe Biden like a completely different person because he knows his political clout.
Well, here's my take on it. I saw a commercial. But maybe you saw it too. They had Joe Biden saying some funny stuff, and some Black people were sitting around next to Obama, and they looked over at Obama. You saw the commercial yet?
No, I haven't saw that yet.
Oh man, I got a commercial that Trump them got out there. A heater, man. It shows Biden talking about the roaches and the little black children, and then Obama in the chair, and the folks look over and looks like they're looking at a football game. Obama said, "What?" They say, "Are you kidding me?" Like, it's a dope commercial, man. I'm gonna send you a copy if I find it.
Yeah.
I said, oh my God.
I'm gonna have to see the commercial, and that's something that I think the Democrats did. That was and when I would say it, people thought as if I was picking on the party. As not, well, I'm not gonna call out both parties, But I think what they did was a bad thing for their supporters because in the primaries it was such a weak debate field. Everybody put on their kid gloves. Nobody really took no blows. And now here in the general, it's going to be bombs over Baghdad. It's going to be real life heaters. So we're going to see what happens, because people are going to be like, well, and are you going to deny what you see? Or are you going to accept what you see? And then how will people parse the truth from things that are false? You see, that is going to be what it boils down to. Go ahead.
Okay. So let me take it to a street level. I'm going to say,
you want to take it to the streets. Come on.
Look here, bro, man. Barack Obama is walking the plank to back up this dude. It's like they say, the party, DNC is behind me, pointing the pistol and the sword at me, telling me he's going to put his name on something he don't feel he can see because he already got egg in his face for saying Donald Trump is not going to be president.
Well, see,
so he's going to have 2 strikes of eggs in his face now. If he
I agree, but I disagree slightly. I do think that Barack Obama will put his all behind Joe Biden, and not particularly because of the support of Joe Biden, but I think Barack Obama will put his interest behind Joe Biden for the interest of the DNC, for the interest of the Democratic Party, for the interest of these big donors, for the interest of, and a lot of them are the same donors going both ways, but I think he will, he'll put his all behind him now because that is the only person out there. That's the only person out there.
But is it really in his heart? Is my question. Is it in his heart?
If it was in his heart, I think he would have done it a long time ago. But at the same time, that's why I think he is the most politically savvy politician that I've seen in my lifetime, because he doesn't always go off of what I think is in his heart. He sits back and look at the whole game. He starts to call you right here and say, look, you know what? We need you to drop out right now because we need him to win South Carolina. You know what? I need you to drop out right now because we need him to win South Carolina. And then I'm going to need you to endorse him because you know what? We need to win South Carolina. And never come out and say anything himself. That's strategic.
Well, you see, Barack Obama is street. You got to understand, man. Barack can sit down, me and you, and he can roll a joint if we want to roll a joint. He's street. You understand what I'm saying?
and look, I do think he definitely have an element of that a lot of people overlook. I think people overlook it. Barack Obama know how to play the game. Here, let's do this real quick. Let me add this call because I don't want to just let it blink. 12:30 The Source. This is Soapbox Heroes. Caller, what's on your mind?
Yeah, this song. I was just listening to the brother talk about fighting his dad Obama and all that, but when it comes to loyalty, I guess in this politic game, I want to say, was it Lindsey Graham that was probably the first cat to jump in behind Trump when he was running for presidency or whatever?
Wait, Lindsey Graham? You mean behind him after he was running against him?
They had blood on the campaign.
Lindsey was what, Attorney General for a short time?
Yeah. No, was Lindsey Graham Attorney General for a short time?
No, not Lindsey Graham.
I don't think Lindsey Graham.
Who was it?
No.
Who was it? It was
the other dude from down south. The other dude, not Lindsey Graham. I can't think of his name right now.
Anyway, so you know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, he was. Right now.
But where is that fellow at? Trump dumped him out.
Jeff Sessions.
Jeff Sessions.
Donald Trump dumps anybody who doesn't give him constant adulation. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. So I said that to say. So it was in Jeff Sessions' heart to kiss Trump's butt from the time Trump, even before Trump won the nomination, right?
Right.
And look at where that got it. You see what I'm saying? So
they got Michael Flynn put in jail. Go ahead.
Yeah. So to say what or start assuming what's in Obama's heart, whatever. Well, what's it matter at this point? You know what I mean? We're still going to the polls in November, probably with with two guys that back to that lesser two evil type crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crap to me. I you know what? I just rather deal with no evil. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, rather I get poisoned or I get stabbed. If I'm gonna die at the end of the day, I mean, you take your pick. I'm not gonna pick neither one.
Yeah, because at this point, neither one of them are really good in my opinion. You know, because Trump's just not a decent ass guy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, here, this is my thing, and then I'm gonna give you the last word, and I'm gonna move to the next caller. This is why I agree with a lot of what you're saying, as far as them being so much alike. I just think they just get different opportunities to blame each other. There's a poll worker who died in Illinois. And now we got to know that in Illinois, when it came down to these primaries, to the Illinois primaries, there were calls telling them, to Democrats, do not do this. It's dangerous. The coronavirus is serious. And they were out there like, oh, just wash your hands. Just go ahead. And they had the vote anyway. And so now you have people getting affected. You have people getting sick. You have a person who has died directly from going to work the polls at the Illinois primary. And so my question is, do you guys really think it would be any different if other people were in power? Because when it was their process to get power, they sent the people out there. They didn't say, oh, no, don't do that. No, here, let's postpone these primaries. They put them people out there right in front of what they were warning people about at the same time. So, caller, what do you think would be the difference? And give us your last word.
Casualties of war. We know that there's probably one party that won't say that poll worker's a patriot, and the other party just gonna sweep it under the rug anyway. So
Hey, that's a damn good point. One party gonna say this poll worker was a patriot.
Right on, bro.
Right on, brother. Thank you for the call.
Now, okay. Now, what I will say is this: is that right now, Kamala Harris, she's busy trying to sign a bill saying let's extend primaries, because I sense that it's their weakness that they're going to come up shortchanged, because Donald Trump hasn't even started his onslaught yet. His onslaught hasn't even begun yet. And they feel like they want to get their punches in at the polls, and they feel like they're going to miss the opportunity. What do you think?
Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you, Grillen. I think it's so much up and down right now. I can't even answer that one, Grillen. I can't even answer that one. I think. Go ahead.
I don't see the Republicans pushing any urgency about let's extend our primary.
This is the thing, and this is why I say it's hard for me to answer that, because I've seen a shift, and I look at these shifts because when it came down to pushing back the primaries, we're reading a story right now about how the Democratic Party would not push back certain primaries. Illinois is a state that has a Democratic Senate, a governor, Chicago mayor, everything, right? And everything in that city is ran by the Democrats, but the Democrats still pressured people to get out there and vote instead of doing the social distancing. But now they're doing the social distancing dance. And so that's why it's hard for me to answer, Greeland, because things go so many different ways. We get, the back and forth and then the forth and back.
I agree with you on that, but what I'm saying is that there is enough urgency fight as it's kept, but at the same time, it's like I can't blow the cover and say, oh, go out there. We want you to go out there, but at the same time, we can risk getting pointed to, aha, look what you guys caused. They don't want the right to say, aha, look what you guys did. You guys forced your primaries, and look at all the people caught corona. So it's like walking the tightrope.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So now they're backpedaling what they were already pushing. You see what I mean? And so it's hard to catch the authenticity of who really mean it. Here, let me take this last caller, Greeland, and then after this caller, we're gonna go to wise words of wisdom. But I'm gonna keep you right here. 12:30 The Source. This is Soapbox Heroes caller. On your mind, you are on the line.
Hey, brother, look here. We need to take top on a little tour.
Okay, let's go.
We need to take the third ward. He'll see what it's about then. Take him to the tour. I give him 5 minutes. He thinks, oh yeah, I get the business.
well, see, but this is my thing. Not only Donald Trump does he need to go on a trip to the third ward, And this is why I like this conversation, because I think not only Donald Trump needs a trip to the third ward, so does Nancy Pelosi. So does a lot of our leadership. So does Mitch McConnell. Look, the other day, Nancy Pelosi is talking about how she's quarantining and this, that, and the third, and then they paying to her $20,000 refrigerator, and she got, $500 worth of gelato ice cream that was specially sent to her in a refrigerator, and she got her sweater tied around her neck, and I said, well, damn, I could completely understand why she don't know anything about how we feel, but at the same time, neither does Donald Trump. But then at the same time, they both pretend like they do. Go ahead, you got the final word, and then we're going to have to run for the wise words of wisdom.
Hey, brother, we need just to put them all on the bus and take them to the third ward. Hey, and another thing, hey, listen, I'm going to leave you with this here. Why do we always get an old person to vote on? Why we don't get a younger person?
Because nobody wants to listen to the young people. That's why. And the establishment give people who you would think have, they have wisdom for being there for a while. But I think the dangers in having people that's been there forever is not just the wisdom that they have, is that they've been bought forever. Sometimes knowing how to maneuver the game means you know how to get over too much. And I think that's a lot of the problem.
Some people don't know how to straighten stuff up. They need to straighten that up, whatever they got themselves into.
Well, we got to straighten it out. They're not going to straighten out nothing. They're not going to straighten out anything. Well, why would they straighten it out if they already winning?
Well, come on there. We'll take them on a little tour. And hey, if you jump in the shot.
Well, that's what we need to do. We need to lobby a group to get these politicians to the third ward so they can know what's going on.
Upload a video to the third ward, and let's put it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Put it nationwide. How about that?
You know they're not coming to the third ward.
Oh no!
They're gonna send some people out there that's still not from here, but to act like they know. That's what they're gonna do.
They mix it to the boys.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. We gotta run. All right. Thanks for the call. Here, Greener, man, give us your final word. We're going to go to the wise words of wisdom after this. I see the hotline of blinking. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to go with the third ward conversation to close out. Why don't we expose the third ward and let the people know about the third ward? I mean, don't let somebody else get it done. Why don't the people take it to them?
That's what I'm saying. It's up to the people. A bully will never stop bullying you as long as you let him, and especially if you keep voting for his replacement, who's another bully. So no, man, absolutely. But hey, Greener, man, I want to thank you for the call, man. I gotta run. I got one more blink, and I'm gonna get to that. Then we're gonna do the wise words of wisdom.
Have a great weekend, folks.
Have a great weekend. Thank you. 12:30 The Source. You're the last caller before the wise words of wisdom. What's on your mind? Caller, you on? All right, caller, you was on. Let me get over here. I see the hotline blinking. What's going on, Dad? How you feel, man?
I'm feeling all right.
Oh, man, I'm glad you are. It's a lot going on in the world right now, man.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot going on in the world, and it's a lot to deal with, and I'm wondering about how people are coping and what people are going to do, after this to get back to normal. But hey, man, you know what? It's the end of the week. It's time for the wise words of wisdom. I've said all I wanted to say. I want to thank everybody on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. Everybody who watched on Instagram, Facebook, and definitely everybody who listened on terrestrial radio. Make sure you guys get over to the Soapbox Heroes channel and go ahead and hit that subscribe and like button. And God willing, I will be here Monday. It has been great. I love you guys. Maybe more than you love me back. But go ahead, Pop. This is the wise words of wisdom. I am done.
We can learn something from everyone. We can learn something from a man, woman, boy, girl, adult, or child. We can learn to be smart, educated, inebriated, exasperated, or jaded. We can learn to be a bigot, a racist, a pimp, a preacher, teacher, a scientist, a busboy, a trolley driver, a deep sea diver. We can learn to be buck wild or cool
We can learn something from an idiot or a fool. Even if the only thing we learn is that it's our choice to be like them or not to be like that. And yeah, them or that, that's a choice too. This has been Wise Words of Wisdom on Soapbox Heroes. KCOH 1230, The Source.
Mother, there's too many of you to cry. Brother, there's far too many of you.
All right, y'all, have a wonderful weekend. I'm sure you'll be tapping in. Tonight I might get on tonight and do some more.
To bring some love in here today. We don't need to escalate. See, war is not the answer. For only love can conquer.
All right, Tom. Later on, man.
You know we got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Oh,
Mom, you with me? Come on, man.
It's a holiday. Picket signs punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Oh, what's going Everybody thinks we